Hey guys, today I am going to read The Sun Vanished chapter 1 and 2 by you/John Was Never. July Tuesday. I'm scared. Something really weird is going on. I've been sleeping in for hours but it's still not bright outside. I checked my clock and it's 1:25 in the afternoon, not to mention it's really cold outside. So I got up and out of bed to ask mom or dad what the heck is going on. When I got downstairs, everyone was in the living room and staring at the television. Dad had his head down, Mom was holding Manny while crying, and Roderick just walked back into his room. I took a peek at the screen and I couldn't believe my eyes. There was chaos. The headline read, "The sun mysteriously vanished." I looked at Dad and asked him what we were going to do, but he just stayed staring at the floor and not saying anything. I knew I wouldn't get anything out of him, and Mom was still crying, so I instead went to Roderick. He was in his room and packing his things. "I'm leaving." "What?" I asked him what he was talking about and he said it was his biggest opportunity to start a new life. He even offered me to go with him, but I quickly shot down that idea quickly because I had my own idea. It was basically the end of the world. I could do whatever I wanted. So I'm gonna get Rolly and we are gonna break into some stores, steal some valuable stuff, hit the road, and live the good life. It's perfect. But the bad thing is that I don't think Mom or Dad will take too lightly with my idea. So after thinking about it, I'm gonna sneak out. After packing some of my stuff, I called Rolly, asked if he wanted to join me. We can do whatever we want. It really surprised me though because he said yes. I asked him why he said yes, and he said that his parents wanted to eat him if they ran out of food. So I told Rolly to pack his stuff and meet me at my house in my backyard. I snuck out through the back door and sat down. Hopefully Mom and Dad weren't looking for me. While sitting there for about 10 minutes wondering where Rolly was, I heard screaming in the street. So I went around the side of the house and peeked around the corner to see what I was looking at, and I saw some bright thing in the sky chasing a person down the street. When the light shines on him, let's just say it didn't look pretty. At least I know now that I need to stay clear from those things or I'm gonna have dire consequences. When I got back to my backyard I found Rolly there with all his stuff. But that's not all I saw. I also saw Chirag, Fregley, and 2 other kids I didn't know the names of. I asked Rolly what the big idea was and he said that we might need some help in our mission. I decided that I wouldn't let them go though because they might actually be some good bodyguards. Rolly told me who the 2 kids were. One of them was Steven and the other was Corey. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on them too though because I don't know anything about them or why they even wanted to join us. I couldn't interrogate them though because I could hear my mom calling for me inside the house. So I just told them to follow me into the woods for now because I remembered me and Rolly had our tree house back there. This way. After a while, I finally found the tree house. It took me a while to find because 1, it was so dark, and 2, because me and Rolly haven't been there in a very long time. It was just how me and Rolly left it. It kinda gave me a bunch of nostalgia. Even though it was kinda dark, I told everyone to duck down and stay quiet just in case someone finds us. Then I discussed the plan. Corey asked me why I only had 4 steps and ended on get out of town. So I explained to him that this was only part 1 of our plan and we'll build more on the plan when we get there. Rolly asked me what we were gonna do after we get out of town, and I told him that we'd probably make a giant base, and when people see how prepared we are, they'll make me their ruler. Steven and Corey both thought that was an amazing idea, but they both started to argue over which one of them should be the leader. Fortunately, I quickly put a stop to that. "I am gonna be the leader." Then we heard a stick crack. Everyone fell silent. All I could hear was all of us breathing. I broke the silence and asked Rolly if that was him. He said no. So I shuffled around in my bag to see if I had a flashlight. My stomach dropped when I realized I left my flashlight on the top of my dresser back at home. So then I started going through my bag again. But this time, I was trying to find something I can defend myself with. Unfortunately, the only thing that was close to defendable was a condom. So I looked at the others and asked them if they had a gun, or a knife, or even a butter knife. Whisper, whisper, whisper. Sadly, they all said no, which is really stupid. It's the end of the world, you're running away, and you don't even think about packing things. At least I came prepared. Wait, I guess not, huh? Anyway, I remembered how I was gonna use Steven and Corey as bodyguards, so I said that one of them had to go outside and investigate. Then they started arguing again, but this time, they were even louder. Then I started thinking that bringing them with me and Rolly was a bad idea. Right before I was gonna stop them again, the scariest thing happened. After I nearly had a heart attack, I shoved Fregley towards the window of me and Rowley's tree house, then I jumped out and I made a run for it. Without turning around, I dashed to the front lawn of my house and I jumped into the driver's seat of our van. Before I knew it, everyone got in the car. Then I just jammed in the keys and floored it. Chirag said that the monster was following us, so I tried to drive the car all zigzaggy. Then, out of nowhere, there was a kid in the road. After I hit him, he went flying. Rolly freaked out, and he tried to grab the wheel. Rolly, stop it! While that whole thing was going on, Steven even got a picture of the freaking thing chasing us. As I was slapping Rolly out of my face, Fregley got a hold of the flare gun we keep in the back, and shot it at the creature. Right as I was about to yell at Fregley for wasting our only flare gun, the creature exploded into bits. Everyone started to cheer and celebrate Fregley killing the monster, even me. It was the perfect timing as well, because down the road, there was a gas station in sight. When we all arrived at the gas station, we all got out, and I told them to get as much supplies as possible. The first thing I went to when we got in, was behind the counter. I wasn't too surprised that I found a few guns laying around. After finding a few flare guns, I saw Fregley grabbing some gummy bears. Now look, I know how Fregley gets when he consumes sugar, but after what he did back there, saving our butts, I'm pretty sure he deserves them. Right before everyone finished up grabbing supplies, we all heard Corey scream from the back of the station. We went back there, and he was looking at the camera feed. I wouldn't blame him for what he saw. I immediately yelled at everyone to get the heck out of there, and we all made a run for it. We all threw our supplies in the van and hopped in. That's when Chirag screamed. We look out the windows, and the thing was charging right at us. Right before I told Fregley what to do, he was already one step ahead. He tossed some of his chewy gummy bears in his mouth, and he held up his flare gun. Fire! He missed. I was thinking that we were about to die, until just then, the gas station exploded. With the creature as well. Fregley wasn't trying to hit the monster, he hit the gas tanks. Fregley was way smarter than I thought. I gotta remind myself to make Fregley the vice leader.